In auto racing, one of the most exciting parts of the race and most crucial is the pit stop. A pit crew can actually win or lose you the race. Well, today, we're not at a racetrack, we're at YVR, Vancouver International Airport, and behind me is the Air Canada Dreamliner. And believe it or not, it has its own pit crew. Let's learn a little bit more.
So when we were looking at Air Canada's demands on the 787 and how hard we had to fly it, we knew we had to make a paradigm shift in our approach to accomplishing, our mission. And we drew an analogy to the pit crew, and it really helped us focus on that paradigm shift. And actually, we used a little video where we talk about Indianapolis 1950, a 67-second pit stop, which was like they were trying to win the race. And then we go to Melbourne in 2013, where they change 4 tires, do adjustments on the car in 2.4 seconds. And really, our motivation was to actually turn the airplanes faster and be able to, accomplish our mission of utilization.
Airplanes only make money when they're in the air, and this Dreamliner spends 18 hours a day in the air, 7 days a week.
When you looked at the utilization we were taking on the 787s, the normal turn time recommended is around 2 hours. And today, as an example, we've got to turn in 1 hour and 10 minutes. And we'll turn it in 1 hour and 10 minutes. We'll do work on it in 1 hour and 10 minutes. Our team will, our people will. And the airplane will go out on time. And that's a 40% savings on time. And we're not done. So we're just going to keep doing more and more to make it less and less, so we can actually turn the airplanes maybe in 50 minutes.
As soon as the aircraft comes to a stop, there's a beehive of activity and no less than 30 people working to keep everything on schedule. All the cargo and luggage have to be offloaded. Today, this 787 is en route to Narita and will take on 62,500 liters, or almost 50 tons of fuel. Wastewater tanks are emptied and freshwater tanks are filled. And inside, the team works hard cleaning, collecting all the trash, and replenishing fresh linens and blankets. And of course, food and beverages for 251 passengers have to be loaded. Around here, an ice cream truck is not your conventional ice cream truck that gives out ice cream. This is Air Canada's ice cream truck. That's what they call it. Well, this is the central hub. This is where they get all their information of the incoming flights ahead of time and where they store all their parts.
And normally we look at AHM 20 minutes before the airplane lands, because most of the time, when they lower the flap, this is where the problem happened. So normally around 20 minutes before the airplane arrives, we look, right? When they lower the flap, they extend the gear, this is where, so normally we do a double check, right? But because we have everything on board, I could be at the gate on another airplane and just monitor the airplane, right? And I can order my parts and my procedure, all my tooling 2 hours before. So when the airplane arrives, because the airplane is so short, we're ready to rock. So this is part of the pit crew, so we're well prepared. So normally at 7:30 in the morning, Robert, the team leader, they have a conference call with Montreal and Toronto, and they all look what we can fix on turn, and they make a planning.
How important is teamwork in the pit crew?
Well, this airplane you cannot work on your own. Teamwork, most of the time you'll see if we do a flight control check, there's always a guy reading and a guy operating the button, because sometimes there's little fine print, and if you don't follow the procedure step by step, and sometimes it's good to have a third guy in behind and say, hey guys, I think you guys are wrong. Like, teamwork is the key.
We are endorsed on the aircraft, and we've gone through extensive Boeing training, and it's still ongoing. But we've been basically, I think at a time we were away for probably 3 or 4 months combined for training on this aircraft. So, everyone's experiences, we all share our knowledge, and even if we're not assigned on the 87, that particular one, just because the turns are so tight, whatever time we have, we will come and help each other out just to be able to turn the aircraft in time.
What about safety with these quick turnarounds?
I'm glad we're talking about, is there really any changes in safety? There really is no change in safety. What happens is, as you build a institutionalized or a standard way about going to do something. You put the proper resources in place. You actually do a much better job. It's much more predictable, and it's actually safer. And that's what we're seeing. Where we used to turn a 787 or a 777 in our old paradigms with 1 or 2 people meeting the airplane, now we have a script where 8 AMEs meet the aircraft with the proper tools and resources. So it's a dramatic change, but everything changes. And it's much more scripted and I believe even safer than what we were doing before. The Dreamliner, when you're flying on that airplane, you're flying on the most technologically advanced commercial aircraft in the world. Boeing nicknamed it the wireless airplane. I've never seen so many wires in my whole life. The airplane's got electrons flying all over it. It's a very sophisticated machine.
We're always loading software, whether it's routine maintenance or whether it's for called items, faults, so forth, depending on the situation. In this case, as Rod had mentioned, the flight management software we load once a month. The electronic flight bag for the pilot's navigation, so forth, that's loaded twice a month as well. And there's various parts of different softwares that we load, whether they're terminal charts, they're operating software, depending on the updates that come up.
Is there a lot of pressure to turn these planes so quickly?
Absolutely. There is a lot of pressure in the sense that because the utilization on these aircrafts, we're looking at about 18 hours or so, our turn times are, typically speaking, under 2 hours, an hour and a half or so. And then by the time the flight crews will offload to the time we actually get on board, you can reduce probably 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour between that time. So we have to make sure that all of the work called for, all of the snags are fixed, and the aircraft is ready and safe and serviceable for the next departure.
It's a heck of an asset. It's a heck of a flight. I hope everybody gets a chance to actually fly on it, and hopefully you fly on it with us at Air Canada.
So next time you find yourself on one of these wing beauties, don't forget, it takes an entire pit crew to get you off on time, to feed you, and most importantly, keep you safe.